What's up, y'all? It's your boy Young Comet, and today I'm gonna give you guys 11 mental tactics. There's 10 fingers, I can't. But I'm gonna give you guys 11 mental tactics to help you boost your day, you know, because we all have those days where we're just in a fucking rut and we feel upset for just some dumb shit reason or for no reason at all. And honestly, it fucking sucks when it happens, and it really feels like our minds just kind of doing a thing on its own. These 11 tactics I'm going to give you guys are tactics that I especially use. They really help me tremendously. Now, I'm not going to guarantee that these are going to 100% work, but what I can for sure guarantee is that it'll help you at least feel a little better than before, okay? So, let's do it. Tactic number 1. Ask yourself, is there even a problem? Because the number one step to solving a problem is actually figuring out whether or not there's a problem in the first place, right? Sometimes when I ask myself, you know, is there even a problem, I'll just come to realize and be like, there's really nothing bad, you know, going on for me to be upset about. So that's a start. Tactic number 2. Now, because the way time works and the way the universe is and space-time and the whole continuum, we are living in the present. You know, right now, this very moment, you're watching me, you're living in the present, right? And our minds typically like to freak out. Because we are human, you know, it's natural. We tend to always dwell or worry or get anxious about the past or future equally, right? So the best thing to tell yourself if you ever feel anxious about the past, future, or even if it relates to the past or future, tell yourself, I am present. And it doesn't necessarily have to be like just based upon the past or future. You can even tell that to yourself whenever you're feeling down for some other reason. Just say, I am present, because it gives you that sense of stability of like, you know what, I'm just tripping. I'm living in the now. Let me just live in the now and see what I can do. Tactic number 3. Understand the context, okay? Now, y'all, I'm sure there's been so many events in your life where you ended up just fucking up on something, or you get really, really mad at like someone else or something. Here's a really good example. At my job, there's 2 managers, and one of them I was having some trouble with our relationship. So I told the other manager the situation because you know, confrontation is not that easy all the time. So I did that because I just felt very fed up. And she went to go talk to the manager that I wasn't really, we were having some issues with. He came up to me and talked to me after she talked to him, because he's a manager, right? He wants to solve the problem. Like, he wants to solve the problem between me and him. He told me, like, doesn't even matter what the other manager thinks. Like, talk to me like a man. You know, like, he told me, he's like, you know, you should just, he's right. You know, he is right. Confrontation sucks, but it's damn worth it. But, like, instead of beating myself up about not confronting him in the first place and acting like a wuss, I just told myself, you know what? He's a manager. He's supposed to do this. He's supposed to solve problems. He's supposed to manage people. And he's just solving a problem and resolving it. Understanding that particular context really, really helps shape things up between me and him. Since this related to interactions with other people, this leads me on to my next tactic. Tactic number 4. Empathy. Y'all, the world lacks empathy. It's just something that we all lack. We always like to just fast forward think rather than just try to understand. We like to judge and just, man, like, look at that motherfucker. Like, just judging without context. Context and empathy really have to do with each other, because 99.9% of the time that we judge someone or something, it's out of context. Here's an example. In elementary, middle, or even high school, the worst bullies have the worst family lives. Or home lives in general. Hurt people like to hurt others. We can judge bullies and we can judge terrible people, say, oh, they're such awful people, without even having empathy, because it's just so much easier to judge rather than try to understand. Because we're always trying to do the easier thing, right? So instead of trying to understand where the bully comes from, we just try to blame and just point fingers. And I mean, it makes sense, you know, because it's like, yeah, they fucking beat someone up, that's terrible. But like, at least trying to have some empathy for, it doesn't even have to be for bullies or whatever, it could be for anyone. Think about how many problems would be resolved if the person that you're arguing against or you're like fighting against with something, if you just try to understand where they're coming from and the shoes that they're in. Unfortunately, in this life, we can't ever put ourselves in someone else's shoes, but the power of empathy gives us that opportunity to embrace someone, whether or not you hate them or love them, because Empathy really, really helps with trying to understand the problem of the context of the person. To sum all this up, empathy is the cure to not letting other people piss you off. Tactic number 5. Alright, y'all, this is one of my favorite ones. Worrying won't stop the outcome, so stop acting like it. The amount of small worrying or big worrying or just the amount of worrying we spend our time doing for the future, it's ridiculous. And it's just amazing because, we are human and, we always like to feel confident and comfortable with some scenario or something happening in the future. Or even not happening, hopefully. We always just tend to worry about future events of oh, what if this happens? What if this happens? But at the end of the day, y'all, worrying about it won't change anything. Especially if you worry about the past too, not just the future. Worrying doesn't do anything. It literally doesn't change anything. The massive amount of worrying we do for the future makes it seem like we're trying to work towards changing the event, when in reality it's not even going to change it in the first place, because things happen as they happen, right? And especially with the past, if you're going to dwell about the past and be upset at yourself and regret about the past, that won't change it either. So it's you might as well just try to deal with the past, or just understand about the future that no matter how much I try thinking about the future, try hoping that thing doesn't happen or whatever, it's not going to change it. Tactic number 6. Actions over thoughts, y'all. The amount of problems that we feel like matter tremendously in our brain matters so very little in actuality is ridiculous. Let me put it to you in a better context. 99.9% of what you're worrying about right now doesn't matter. What if I told you that? That's true, but you might not think it is, because it seems so dramatic to have to overthink stuff and just really concentrate on a problem that doesn't even matter as much. It's so easy to get caught up in anxiety and stressing out and worrying, when in reality our own actions and what we do to solve a problem matters more than just really spending all the time thinking about it and overthinking it. So just like the last one, if you think your thoughts are going to stop your worrying, with this one, your thoughts won't actually change the problem because you're not doing any actions about it. Start doing and just stop thinking, because even if we do fail as we're doing, at least we failed up front rather than letting the fear terrorize us in our mind. Tactic number 7. Interview yourself. This one seems really, really basic, but it actually goes a lot more deeper than you think, because once you actually start asking yourself questions like, why must I worry this much about something, or why do I actually feel this upset? There's going to be that piece of your mind that responds to it. You're simply just trying to solve things out by just simply talking to yourself. But see, sometimes it can be really hard to talk to yourself because your mind just is not in the right place, which in that case, you really, really got to look into what is it that's specifically bringing you down and talking yourself through it. And that just takes time, y'all. And with even the rest of the tactics, it takes a lot of time to get yourself in a better mood, because sometimes our emotions are just really out of our hands. Tactic number 8. Forgiving yourself. Y'all, this is really, really important, because I never really thought about this idea until I want to say within 5 or 6 months ago. Forgive yourself, y'all. This is so important, because the way we tend to judge ourselves based upon what we do, or our actions, our mistakes, fucking up, or being embarrassed, we like to judge ourselves a lot. Forgiving yourself is so important because we're just so worried about other people's opinions. And luckily, I've actually slowed down tremendously in judging myself, because at the end of the day, I've never cared about what other people thought about me. But there's been my own personal problems that really made me look towards myself and my insecurities to judge myself. But at the end of the day, y'all, forgiving yourself gives you that light in you to just shut the fuck up and stop judging yourself and beating yourself up, because, like I said earlier, the amount of problems that you think matter so much are not as big as you think. And that goes so much with your self-reflection too. No matter what, the amount of times you judge yourself due to the way other people see you, you'll never figure out how they'll see you anyway. So you might as well just stop judging yourself, and even for that case, worrying what others think. So, tactic number 9. Gratitude, y'all. This one is a huge one, because a lot of us lack perspective in life and being a human and actually having these blessings. Do y'all realize 7.5% of the world lives in America? 7.5. That's so small. If you live and you were born in America, you already won the lottery. And especially being a person too, because you could have fucking been a bug or a tree or a bush or something. Now if you watch Gary Vaynerchuk, then you obviously heard him say this plenty of times. You just gotta gain better perspective. And of course I'm just regurgitating his information because of how much I look up to him and how much he's helped me with my mental health. But y'all, like, gratitude. I'm fucking thankful right now. Like I'm going to college right now. I'm getting a degree. I'm so thankful that I'm able to do that. I'm thankful that I have a camera. Like, there's so many endless things to be thankful for. But the thing is, it's not easy. See y'all, nothing great is easy. Especially with the amount of shit we're caught up with every single day to deal with. But here's a really good example. A CEO of a company, they're dealing with headaches all the time. If you're a CEO one day and you're dealing with a bunch of headaches with like your company, gotta be thankful that you are the CEO and you are at the top. It's just so easy to like look at the problem and look at what you're not happy for and point at the problem, because it's natural to us. We're human. We like to look towards what's wrong rather than what's right because we want to feel safety. We want to point out what's dangerous and harmful to us, rather than what's keeping us calm and nice and thankful and stuff. It's human nature to point out what's wrong and dangerous rather than what's right. We know what they say. When you focus on the good gets better. Tactic number 10. Life is not short. Rather, we spend a lot of time wasting it. Put this in your head for one quick second. It's not that life is short, it's that we spend a lot of time wasting it. I think this has a lot to do with mental health as well, because productivity is based upon how good you are in here. You know, I'm never going to do homework if I'm not in the mood for it. The more time you spend trying to really just contemplate and overthink what you want to do in life, or trying to find that passion or try something new, the more time you're wasting. Rather than you could put in that time of just actually trying shit and doing it and working. We got plenty of years. I'm young as fuck. I'm 22 years old. I got plenty of time ahead of me to, like, you know, fuck up and learn and redeem myself. So regardless of what you do, you shouldn't waste your time overthinking or dwelling or contemplating stuff, rather than just do it. And this sounds basically the same thing as the actions over thoughts, more so just a quote tied into it. Tactic number 11. And this is my other favorite one. Don't dwell what's out of your control, worry about what's in your control. If we actually put in the amount of time that we spend on a bad outcome happening, on preventing that bad outcome from happening from what we can control, then things will feel so much better, because we're so vulnerable to all these variables in life and certain accidents, certain things that happen, and it's scary. We don't want like bad things happen to us, and we just like to worry about it and just not spend so much time preventing it in a way that we can control it, versus being upset that we can't control it. Why would you do that? Why would you worry about something that you can't control when you can't control anyway? You gotta face reality. Just deal with it. You know, it's like, I can't change it. Might as well put my mind in a place where I can try to think about what I am in control of and solve it, rather than just being upset about something that, like, I can't really, dang it, I can't control it. So, alright y'all, these were 11 mental tactics. I really, really, really hope this helped you. Please share this with any friend of yours, no matter where their mind is at, happy, sad, wherever, because I guarantee you someone in the world needs to watch this video and overcome their anxiety with these beautiful mental health tactics that I use on a daily basis to get my mind straight. Because y'all, like, I spend a lot of my day just trying to keep my mind in the same place, and sometimes it can be hard. And for all of us, we're all going through shit in here, but just focus on the tactics, these 11 tactics. I guarantee you these will help. Y'all, please like this video, leave a comment. I will be replying to every single comment. Thank you guys so much for watching. Alright y'all, take care of your mind especially, and meditate y'all. Meditate actually really fucking helps. Take care, have a blessed and mentally healthy day. Peace.